Well, hi everybody. Good morning, meteorologist Travis Kleneski here with you on a Tuesday morning. I'm going to start off talking about winds because that's kind of one of the bigger stories of the next couple of days. Wind speeds are going to be strong. After a day yesterday with some lighter winds, almost stagnant air for a while with that warm air, there wasn't a lot of wind. Well, the winds are back today, and because of that, and the fact that we won't have a lot of rain in the forecast for today, there is a chance, but not a lot. It's going to be fairly dry out there, and so the fire danger is going to be high today. So red flag warnings in effect along and west of Highway 281. So most of central and western Nebraska and most of the western half of Kansas in effect through either 8 or 9 o'clock this evening. So fire danger high today, and again, why are the winds strengthening? Well, the pressure gradient is going to be pretty strong behind a cold front, which is passing through as we speak. That front's brought a few showers overnight and early this morning. There's not a lot left out of that, maybe some sprinkles at most here. Otherwise, we're going to get some partial clearing for a while this morning. Then, as we get into this afternoon, more clouds will start to roll in. Now, I want to back up a little bit here. Notice those arrows. A little breezy this morning, but the arrows are really going to pick up speed today. The winds are going to be rather strong by late this morning and into the afternoon hours. And then again, we'll start to see more clouds come into play and eventually a few showers and isolated thunderstorms this afternoon. Nothing severe expected. That severe threat stays to our south for today. But with the rain and the clouds coming in, temperatures may actually drop off in a few spots later in the afternoon. Our high may actually come a little bit earlier in the afternoon than when it would typically happen this time of the year. Usually our high temperature happens somewhere between 4:30 and 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Today it may be more 1 to 3 o'clock actually. So we may see temperatures cool off with the clouds thickening up and that chance of rain coming in. The scattered light showers might continue into the evening, mainly to the east. As we get later into the night, then that chance moves away from us. We might still see some lingering clouds over the eastern half of Nebraska tomorrow morning. But the other thing you'll notice as I'll back this up and play it through once again, the winds, they stay kind of strong overnight tonight. Usually winds die down at night. That won't be the case overnight tonight. That pressure gradient's still strong. So we'll see some fairly blustery northwest winds overnight. Those north and northwest winds continue into tomorrow. So another windy day on the way. Some early clouds giving way to sunshine. A dry day expected and a little cooler for tomorrow. Not cold or chilly, but a cooler day out there for tomorrow. So how are we looking today? Well, yesterday we had 80s. Today, 60s and 70s. So it's cooler, but still warm out there. And keep in mind, these temperatures may actually drop off a little bit later today. In fact, as we play out our future temperatures product here, I have to back this up real quick. And I'll play this out here. Watch as we warm things up and then maybe start to see temperatures cool off after 3 o'clock as those rain chances move in here. So we may be a little cooler towards 6 or 7 down into the 60s in most locations. Overnight lows tonight down into the 40s, cooler than this morning, but because the winds will still be rather blustery, we aren't going to get as cold as we could potentially get. That keeps us from getting down in the 30s in most spots. So 40s for overnight lows for the most part. Highs tomorrow, while cooler yet, pretty close to average for this time of the year, actually. Our average highs are in the upper 60s. We'll be looking at mid and upper 60s and lower 70s for highs tomorrow. Now, the coolest night of the forecast comes Wednesday night, Thursday morning when we're down into the upper 30s and lower 40s. Most of us should stay warm enough that I don't think frost will be too much of a concern. I would say probably the biggest concern would be areas around Ord and Broken Bow, back towards the North Platte area. Those places typically do get a little colder than most others because of the locations that the sensors are in. So if it gets down around 36, maybe 35 degrees, then maybe frost might be a bit of a concern here. But Thursday's the beginning of our next warming trend. Southerly winds will pick up in the afternoon, get a little bit breezy, and we're talking mid to upper 70s and even some 80s out west. Look at that. Upper 80s way out west in Ogallala, Sydney, Alliance. That could be a sign of things to come as we get into our Friday across the rest of the areas. So let's look at that long range forecast again. Cooling trend the next couple of days and warming back up on Thursday. Again, sprinkles this morning, then a chance of rain and isolated thunder this afternoon and early this evening. Strong winds the next couple of days, then not quite as windy on your Thursday. But our peak heating day comes Friday. We have a chance for 90 on Friday. In fact, my in-house model was going 91. I didn't go quite that warm. I'm going 89 for a high, but I certainly think 90 is a possibility. A lot of times on those super warm days, we get warmer than expected. So I think 90 is certainly a possibility. Then we begin our next cooling trend over the weekend as another cold front approaches. We'll also see chances of rain return, rain and isolated thunderstorms late Saturday night into Sunday morning, I think the best chance will be that midnight to noon time frame. And then again, Sunday night into Monday, we have another chance of rain and isolated thunderstorms as we begin our next cooling trend. And in fact, long range high temperature trends look like we will be cooling back for early next week, around the 5th and 6th of May, before maybe starting to warm up a little bit later next week here. So, bit of an up and down forecast, nothing unusually cold for this time of the year by any means. No major severe weather threat anytime over the next several days to come. And in fact, I think that threat mainly stays to our south for today. I'll show you that threat. You see down there over towards Iowa, Missouri, but then down into Oklahoma, parts of Texas, a moderate risk down there. Not a big tornado threat. There's a small chance there, but mostly for wind and hail. So for us, I don't think it's going to be a major issue when it comes to severe weather for today or anytime soon. If we do see thunder and lightning today, that's a possibility, but I don't think we'll see any kind of a severe weather threat. So that is your forecast as I bring that 7-day forecast back up for you. That is your forecast for today. I appreciate you all watching. Until tomorrow morning, I'm meteorologist Travis Kleneski. Hope you have an enjoyable Tuesday. Don't get blown away today. Stay rooted to the ground with that wind. Going to be on the strong side today, but otherwise not too bad of a day ahead of us here. So enjoy it, and we'll talk to you all again on your Wednesday. Bye.